Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be covering what are tokens, clitics, lexemes and allomorphs. I will explain all these topics in detail. Guys, I have uploaded complete NLP subject tutorials. I will provide that link. In description, you can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Guys, morphology study of how words are formed from small meaningful parts like root words, prefix and suffix. In NLP, with the help of morphology, computers will understand structure and meaning of words. At first, I will explain what are tokens. In NLP, a token is a word or symbol that comes from breaking a sentence. This process is called tokenization. Guys, I will give one example so that you can clearly understand what are tokens. For example, there is a sentence, the cats are running. Now I will break this sentence into words or symbols like the cats are running, where full stop is symbol. So total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tokens generated from this sentence. So process of converting sentence into tokens is known as tokenization. So in NLP, whenever we give any sentence, then at first NLP will break that sentence into tokens. After breaking complete sentence into tokens, now NLP will understand structure and meaning of that each token. So NLP breaks a sentence into tokens and then analyze each token to understand its structure using morphology. NLP will understand meaning of each token using morphology concept. Next I will explain what are clitics. Clitics are small words or parts of words that cannot stand alone. They always attach to other words to get their meaning. Guys, clitics are weak words. So they always depends on nearby words for pronunciation and meaning. I'll give one simple example so that you can clearly understand what are clitics. For example, I will type I will go. In I will, if you remove I, there is LL. But there is no meaning for LL. So this LL is weak word. That is nothing but this LL is clitics. So clitics are weak words. They always depends on other words. So this LL depends on I in order to get meaning. For example, if you consider he is coming, if you remove here HE, there is no meaning for S. So we cannot write S alone. So we call this S as clitics. And similarly, they have eaten. If you remove they, there is no meaning for VE. So we call this VE as clitics. And similarly, if you consider don't, if you remove DON, there is no meaning for T. So we call this T as clitics, where H stands for is and VE stands for have and NT stands for not. So clitics are small parts attached to other word and they cannot live alone on their own. Clitics are classified into two types. One is proclitics and next one is enclitics. Guys, proclitics comes before main word. For example, if you consider we have, that stands for we plus have, where have is main word and we will come before have. So we call this we as proclitics. That is nothing but word which comes before main word. And similarly, if you consider enclitics, enclitics will come after main word. For example, if you consider don't, that is nothing but do plus not, where do is main word and not will come after main word. So we call this not as enclitics. If clitics come before main word, then we call it as proclitics. And if clitics come after main word, then we call it as enclitics. So with the help of clitics, computer will understand that how language use short forms for speaking and writing. Because normally whenever we use clitics, computer will separate word like we plus have and then it will understand meaning. So NLP need to separate clitics to understand full meaning. So whenever I enter don't, then computer will understand like do plus not. Guys, we'll use clitics in language translation and speech recognition. Next I'll explain what is lexeme. Lexeme is a base word that includes all its word forms. It is a unit of meaning in a language. Guys, I will give one simple example so that you can clearly understand what is lexeme. For example, let us say if you consider run, runs, ran and running, all these words come from main form, that is run. So there is no change for base form. For example, let us say there are word forms like play, playing, played, plays, etc. All these words come from main form, that is play. So play is considered as lexeme. Next I will explain importance of lexemes as linguistic form. But before explaining this, you have to know what is linguistic form. Linguistic form means the way a sentence is written. For example, I will write, he runs fast. We consider this full sentence as linguistic form, where he is subject and runs is verb and fast is adverb. We call this sentence structure as linguistic form. So lexemes are very important in linguistics because before NLP translating one language to other language, so at first, whatever the words that are present in sentence, NLP need to convert those words into base form. So translation will be better. And similarly, lexemes help in search engines. For example, in Google I will search running shoes. So NLP also checks run shoes, ran shoes. So you will get so many search results. And similarly, third one is to reduce complexity. For example, without lexemes, NLP will treat each word as new word. For example, NLP will treat run as new word and similarly running as new word. So processing will take long time. So instead of treating every word as new word, NLP will use lexeme to group them. So whenever I enter running, automatically NLP will understand that running belongs to lexeme, that is run. So processing will be faster and better. Next I will explain what are allomorphs. Allomorphs are different sounds or spellings of the same word part that have same meaning. Guys, I'll give one simple example so that you can clearly understand what are allomorphs. For example, if you consider word cats, dog and box, this word's plural form is cats, dogs and boxes. All belongs to same word part, that is nothing but all ends with S. But pronunciation is different. If you consider cats, ends with S, cats, S. And similarly, if you consider dogs, ends with Z, dogs. And similarly, if you consider boxes, ends with IZ. So even though if all these words belongs to same word part, that is nothing but all those words are plurals, this word's pronunciation is different. We call this S, Z and IZ as allomorphs. So allomorphs are different sounds or spellings of the same word part that have same meaning. All these words meaning is same. That is nothing but all these words are plurals. So allomorphs are used when a word changes form based on sound, but meaning stays the same. I'll give one more example. For example, if you consider past tense, where play, past tense is played, and walk, past tense is walked, and want, past tense is wanted. So all these words belongs to same word form. That is nothing but all these words ends with ed. But pronunciation is different, like played ends with d, walked ends with t, and wanted ends with id. So we call this d, t, and id as allomorphs. And these allomorphs are important in NLP because NLP need to understand that different sounds or spellings have same meaning. NLP need to understand that even though there are different sounds and spellings, meanings will be same for some words. And for speech recognition, for checking errors in grammar, for text-to-speech conversion, and for translating text from one language to other language, NLP need to understand these allomorphs. Without understanding allomorphs, NLP will treat boxes and cats as different. So with the help of allomorphs, NLP will understand that even though sounds are different for these both words, they belong to same word form, that is plural.